Greetings, and thank you for tuning in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour gospel and music station. The Eyes of the Conscience Soul with Sister Mellow brings to you every first Saturday of the month from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, where there are 15 to 45-minute segments called The Corner. Each corner has a blueprint that is unique of its own. So we always want you to relax and cool out sometimes to cool sounds, fireside chats, and be inspired by affirmations and inspirational messages. On the first corner of Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, we have the Artist Talk. We showcase musicians, poets, singers, dancers, film producers, authors, comedians, gospel and R&B rappers from around the Bay Area to across the globe. They will share their creative process and their lived experience. On the second part of the corner, it could be Why I Dream. We highlight and honor the inventions and creative work of today's brilliant mind, along with the geniuses from our past. We are preserving African American history and culture in order to keep our legacy alive. Another spot on the corner you can hear is She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. This is where you will hear from individuals share their personal testimonies to what the Lord has done and is doing in their lives, which are inspirational messages. Also, we are highlighting Golden Lights affirmations to impart healing medicine in the soil of the brilliant minds of today. Every second Saturday of the month, we have the Medicine Hour with Mr. George Pearson. This is where we believe building a better tomorrow starts with us. Topics we cover: health issues and concerns, healthy eating habits, education, financing, and politics in the African American community. We believe taking care of our temple, mind, and spirit is essential to having mental wellness. Healthy eating habits is important, and knowing that healthy thinking leads to a healthy way of living. Every third Saturday of the month, we have Education is the Best Medicine. The founder and producer, Mr. George Pearson of Education is the Best Medicine. It is a 501c charitable organization which is community based, health education, no based, advocacy based, and a resource based organization that uses public media resources, radio, newspaper, and church based community health fairs to provide health information and education. Every fourth Saturday of the month, we have the Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult Radio Show with my co host, the voice, Prince of Hearts, and Doc. Every fifth Saturday of the month, we have the Kitchen Table. This is where we have real talk conversations with individuals, organizations, community leaders, business owners from around the Bay Area to across the globe who are making a difference in our community. That is a lot, but however, you always have to make sure that you honor what's happening. And please, please go on our Believe Radio and have the show as your inspirational music station. Also, we want you to make sure that you hit love, like, and all that kind of stuff. Share it with your family and your friends. We are here in the Bay Area trying to give out information and having real talk conversations to our communities and making sure that we as a community take care of our people, making sure we get the information out to our folks. So today's show is the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, where again, we have 15 to 45-minute segments called The Corner. Today on The Corner, I have my other co-host that co-hosts with me on the fourth Saturday of the month, which is called the Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult Radio Show. They are here in the studio with me today. I'm so grateful to be amongst brilliant minds. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be among Black leaders, young Black leaders in my community that's really making a difference. And I want to thank them and give them kudos for taking out the time of your busy schedules today because, I know you guys are busy, but I want to thank you for your presence and for you being here. But today's show is honoring the friends who have suffered from losing a loved one or loved ones from gun violence. It is real, it is rampant, it is true in our communities and around the world. And we just want to have a real talk conversation today to honor the loved ones that may have experienced. And then this is the holiday. We want you to make sure you take care of yourself. Um, it is important that our mental well-being is so important that we make sure that we honor and we uplift ourselves. And by the way, the NAMI Contra Costa have a program that's called the African American Uplift Program, which I am the outreach coordinator for, and we utilize lived experience, African American centered approaches, and community defiant strategies for uplifting our African American people. We share groups, we share different ways of communicating. We have a faith group support, we have a men's group, we have a women's group, we have a Wise Wednesday. So we definitely want you to pull up NAMI Contra Costa and make sure that you are taking care of your mental well-being. Definitely, please check out our warm line, 925-465-3864. I'll repeat, 925-465-3864. You can definitely call them. Go to our NAMI website, and it is www.namicontracosta.org. Definitely make sure you take care of your family and yourself. So today, I know you have experienced a loved one, a friend who was lost to gun violence. I want to first honor you and thank you for sharing and telling your story. I think this is something very important for us to make sure that our community knows that, humans, mankind, we should get back to that. We should get back to respecting each other. Because if we don't, we're going to continue go down this road that we're going through now. And I know our ancestors are disheartened. They're aching in pain that we as a community are harming each other. So with that, tell us a little bit about your friend that we're honoring him today. Share his name and how old he was and some of the things that he, what brought you together as friends. And first of all, say who you are. This is the Prince of Hearts, and he's AKA
Khantane Jackson.
Khantane, Mr. Khantane Jackson.
And so just to clarify, my friend, he actually wasn't killed for gun violence.
Okay.
He was stabbed to death.
Oh, Lordy.
And I know that's a actually terrible way to go out.
Right. So it's in honor of gun violence and stabbing.
Yeah. So his name was Jalen. And he just turned 19, and he was only 19 for about 3 months when it happened. So he recently turned 19. This happened.
What was his birthday?
January 9th.
January 9th.
Yeah, so it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up.
And
so this happened in 2020. And I met Jalen when I was, I believe, 17 or 18. So he was 16. I'm a year older than him. And he lives literally right down the street from my house. And he went to a high school down the street from my house as well. So we had mutual friends, and that's how we met. We didn't become really, really close until he got into it with his mom. We all had those times where we fall out with our parents and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And so he needed somewhere to live. We'll just say for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so it was funny because we was cool, but we wasn't that close. And he was like, I was the last person he asked, but I had a space for him to be at. And so he ended up staying at my house for like around 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks we became really, really close, and then we formed a bond that like never was
brotherhood.
Yeah, like it was like never that would last a lifetime, like So, during those 2 weeks, I just remember staying up all night with Jalen, just really getting to know him. And then I feel like the following couple of years after that, because that happened in 2018 or 2019, and so the year or two after that, like we just really stayed close. And pretty much Jalen, he was very inspirational to me. Like he made a lot of music.
Okay.
He
Is any of it out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we need to honor that music.
He had music on SoundCloud. I know he has a couple songs on YouTube. And his rapper name was Jada Prodigy. And so he loved just making music. He talked about like really going and becoming just bigger than what his environment was. Like that's one of the things I really loved about Jalen. Like, he always talks about getting out of the city and actually doing bigger things for himself. And so I feel like I'm not sure if I answered the question correctly.
No, it's okay. Yeah. We're having a real talk conversation, and we're honoring Mr. Jalen because his anniversary is coming up. His birthday is coming up. And then what day or year or month was that when when that tragedy happened to him?
So it was March 16th, 2020.
So only 2 years. This is fresh. This is real close.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's why his mom said the John 3:16, because it was
John 3:16.
It was March 16th.
Wow.
Yeah, it was recently. It was right when the coronavirus started to really happen. The pandemic really hit. Yeah.
Do we know the cause or why? Was he mistakenly in a space that someone just? And if you don't want to talk about that part, then it's okay.
No, it's okay. I definitely want to talk about it. Okay. So he actually, we always friends. So he was murdered by one of my friends as well.
Okay, we don't want to say their names, but we pray for them. Oh, but okay.
Yeah, and so it was a petty disagreement over marijuana, or to my knowledge, somewhat. Yes, it was him. It was Jalen, the friend I was talking about, and then Jalen's.
So we don't want to say the other part of the parties.
Okay.
We won't say that. But today is also trying to share with individuals. There's petty things that can happen in our lives, and we want you to know that we know it's heightened. It's the season. This time you're around family, you're around friends, and we know things can come up. But in that company of your family and your friends, we want to make sure that we don't harm each other. It's about making sure that we can agree to disagree, or we can, what you believe is what you believe. What I believe is what I believe. But we should not harm each other. We want to make sure that we stay in a state of mind that a human being is worthy of living. And we want to make sure that we honor each and every person that we come encounter with in our lives, because every person's story counts. And that's what Miss B says all the time, is that every person's story counts. Good, bad, ugly, challenging. It doesn't matter. Your story can touch the minds or hearts of somebody else. You can help them get through. And this is what this story is about today. Hopefully, prayerfully, trying to inspire or give knowledge or sharing with individuals to help somebody get through these dark clouds, these different things that we are going through in our lives today. But go ahead.
Yeah, so just without saying names or whatever, so I gave Jalen a dog, actually. I feel like 2 weeks before this happened. His name was King. And so Jalen was in love with his dog. Like, that was really his peace of mind.
Right.
And so
it always says a dog is a man's best friend.
Yeah,
But
and he loved dogs, and it was a pit bull. I have a pit bull too, but he's part pointer, and so we used to walk our dogs together and stuff like that. Like it was really cool. Just
so you guys formed a brotherhood through, through your dogs and through different things like this. So there again, to piggyback off of what you said, the importance of brotherhood, how brotherhood can lead into just dogs coming together, how we can come together and just use, animals to create a brotherhood or a sisterhood. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so Jalen, like he was really serious about like he doesn't play about anybody trying to like when it comes to disrespecting him or his loved ones and definitely his dog. And so what happened was I guess the person let the dog out into the street and the dog almost got hit, and so Jalen was mad, obviously. And so this is on the police report.
We don't go right ahead, but there's so again, we are here just sharing. He's sharing his heart about his loved one, about his friend that was tragically taken away from us, and not being able to allow his story, his life to live on. And again, through tragic, miscommunication, misunderstanding, these type of things, as we say, so it happens.
Just to keep it brief, they basically got into a fight over the dog, and then he couldn't accept that he was losing the fight, and then that took place.
Oh my God! Now I'm so glad you said that. I was just speaking with someone just the other day, another young man. Matter of fact, I was telling him, I said, it's crazy. In my day and in my parents' day, what you would do if anything happened, you just fight and it's over with. And I feel for you guys. I pray for you guys. And it's scary out here because it's not just put your deuce up and okay, we fight and it's over. It's like, it's gun violence, it's stabbing, it's all of this. If you lost, you lost. It's just, let's keep moving. But it's not for us to take somebody else's life. That's never a good thing.
It's a lot of pride involved.
It's a lot of pride involved, and which is really crazy. But I was just saying that I wish, not saying that would be another form of what should happen, but come on, people, come on, family, come on, community, put the guns down, and just love on folks. We know you hurting. Get around folks that's going to love on you. If you can't have somebody in your circle that's going to pour into you, that's going to pour some life into you, then change your circle. That's what I tell folks. Change your circle. But only you can do that. Only you know what's toxic in your life and what's not toxic. So it is important, as we're saying to the young folks, please. And it's okay. Love on you first. And which we're humans. We always want to gravitate and bring people in. But if you're trying to take care of yourself, sometimes you just have to say, I love you, but I love me too. And you have to surround yourself around individuals. And the reason why I'm asking and saying this is that I honor the work that you guys are doing in your community. That's what makes me proud. So today you are what? What are you doing?
I feel like, being the light to those in the darkness. I like to say that a lot.
Say that again, please.
Being a light to those in the darkness.
Being a light to those in the darkness.
We have lived experience. Like, we know how it is. And it's just me being an inspiration to the youth. And so my position right now is as a program coordinator, a youth program coordinator, I really do a lot of health and wellness workshops, mental health awareness, teaching people about emotional intelligence. And so
come on now.
Some of the things that could have, if that person would have had these workshops, maybe he could have had more responsibility and accountability for himself, and not, do certain things. And so that's really my goal and my mission right now, is to be a mentor and guide the youth.
So you work for
the Health and Human Resource Education Center, and the program is called Downtown Tay.
Downtown Tay. And the executive director is
Talia Bennett.
Yes,
shout out to Talia. I met her in
shout out.
2018.
Wow.
And she just kind of like brought me in, and she been like raising me up ever since then. So.
And see, that's a true leader. That's a true leader. See the potential, see the light, see what you can bring, even if you don't see it at that time.
Right.
You know, bring them in and love on them. And then when you love on them and you pour into them, then these things open. You know,
Sure.
And so thank God that happened. Right. And now you are a what? A program
coordinator.
And how old are you?
22.
22. You know what I'm saying? That is beautiful. You a young black man, a young king growing. You ain't got to the kingship yet, no kidding. But you're growing into kingship. You know what I'm saying? You're prince. You guys are prince. Hey, and it is what it is. So, you know, I just want to say kudos to you, and I acknowledge that the work that you're doing is a part of legacy. It's a part of changing someone's life. It's a part of pouring into someone. And as you were saying, we need more organizations. We need more workshops. We need more. What do we need? What do you think we need? More workshops? What kind of workshops do we need in order for our youth to have a place of wellness?
We need more, I want to say, mental health awareness workshops.
Okay.
Specifically because the person that did this to Jalen was really in a bad mental state. You know, I think he was on Xanax at the time. You know, substance abuse and these things is really because of we're trying to self-medicate ourselves, and then we abuse it. And so I feel like just these workshops of healing workshops too, like just really giving people a space to deal with the trauma that they might be going through in life, and giving them wellness tools to deal with that. So that could be even doing music therapy workshops, you know, art workshops, writing workshops, you know, poetry. It's many different things and many different wellness tools you can use to really, instead of going to these substances and drugs, and because it led him to a spiral, and then he was kind of out of control. And so I would say mental health awareness workshops are like the number one priority. You know? Okay,
well, it's on. You already know, Miss. You ain't said nothing but a word. It's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. You already know. My brain is already got something already ready for us to go for in the new year. I'm excited about that. So, Chance, I want you to share a little bit about yourself and about the experience that you have had. And yours was that from gun violence? You know, folks.
Yes, it was actually from gun violence.
Okay.
My name is Chancellor, aka Chance, the voice.
The voice.
You feel me? So my friend Jameer, it actually happened this past year. This year. Yeah, so it's really recent. It's happened back in North Carolina, where I'm originally from, in Charlotte. So from my sources and the information that I got, you know, like I said, I've been out in the Bay Area, so I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Can't give the full rundown.
Of course.
From what I heard, you know, he got set up. You know, they called him in traffic.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, and that's how it went up. From what I heard, it was a setup. So his name was Jameer, like I said. He was a good friend. So we're honoring
Mr. Jameer today, too. Yeah, and his family.
Yeah, rest in peace, Jameer.
Yes.
The way I met him, I went to school with him. He was a grade above me, so he was a year older than me, so he 23. And, you know, it's interesting how you could go to school and see somebody every day, chop it up with him at lunch.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't even just more than that. It wasn't just see him at school too. We would play on the game, like on Xbox. We was real homies. Right. So we would chop it up on the mic, talk with each other. And I remember it was late nights where it was just me and him just talking on the mic.
Brotherhood.
Like, even on school nights, shouldn't even been up that late.
Mom.
got school in the morning. Got to be up in the AM.
Right.
I had no business being up that late.
And that's why when you go to class, like, I want to be in class. I'm tired.
But I mean, we
All right,
really...
family, listen here. Keep those kids away from the Xbox and all that kind of stuff. When it is time to go to school, they should have a time that it is time to lights out, like I did my kids. It was lights out, because I knew that there was proper things that they needed to make sure that they got. Because I know when they get in school, it's gonna be like, I'm an adult. I know if I don't get the proper rest, what's gonna happen to them. Go ahead.
Yeah, we used to be on Xbox. I mean, like I said, later than we should have. Playing 2K, running it up. I ain't gonna lie, he used to be whooping on me, but it was always good times because he allowed me to vent to him, and he allowed me to speak.
And that's what brotherhood does.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that always stuck out about him, how he used to tell me, he was like, even though everything I went through, and when I used to speak my mind at the time on the mic, he used to always be like, you're not afraid to admit some things.
Which is good. That's healing.
Yeah, and he used to be
First
like,
step.
that's good, because somebody else was talking, and he was like, but he ain't afraid to admit it. He'll stand on it. And, went from there. After that, once we graduated, we kind of veered paths, which is, pretty natural. Took his own path, I took my own path. And, we still stayed in contact every now and then in the group chats that we had from school. But then after that, the tragedy, the incident happened. And it was just kind of like a wake-up call.
And what type of things was he doing? What was his like? What was he into? What did he love to do?
He was into music as well, as in Jalen.
Music is therapy.
Yeah,
music is
he
therapy.
was very expressive with himself, and he always, one thing I remember, that he was himself. He was never afraid to be himself, and that's one thing that always stuck up, and it just stayed with me. It was just like
his authentic self.
I remember when I first met him, I was like, I didn't know what to think. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this dude. I was like, this dude wants some other time.
Right.
That was freshman year, like I said, I first met him. And, sophomore, junior year came. And I was like, okay.
Normally, folks with artistry and music, we always on another song. We it's crazy. And I remember being in school and being as myself growing up, I was different from everybody else. Everybody just couldn't. It was just a whole different vibe, and a lot of times I was by myself, because I was different. But at that time, I didn't embrace different. But now, as I got older, it's like, that was setting me up for a whole different level for something different. So what we're trying to say to the community and to our people, everybody may not be like you. They may not. Everybody is unique. So, we all have to work on ourselves. We all have to heal from different things in our lives and our lived experiences. But however, our story and something, we bring something to this actual world. And that was why I love being with you, brilliant minds, is because you bring something to me. You give me first of all, you guys inspire me in different directions and different things that I have to do for y'all as young men and for our people. So that there, it's a given. I have to get it done. That's not, that's just Miss B. I've been doing that and working in the community for all my life, basically for, in the family business, grew up in the family business, entrepreneurship from the Bayview in San Francisco. My parents owned Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery in the city, and that was a fill-up station there where people will come and share their issues and concerns and different things, and it was a fill-up station. Just like you were saying, being a light into this world, that was what my parents were to the community. So myself and my sisters just have taken that on, that's just embedded. It's there. My father always shared with us that it was my responsibility to make sure I take care of my community. And he said to us, it doesn't matter if a person come in there with one penny to millions and millions of dollars, you treat them all the same. And that's what we're trying to put out in our community today, is that please, own who you are and let somebody be who they are. Even if it's in indifference. Let them, they have to give them space to be able to heal or get through or whatever the case may be. Because like I said earlier, everybody's story is important, good, bad, ugly, challenging. It's your story. It's your life story. And what are you going to take with you when you leave here on this earth is your story. That's all we have. That's all we own is our story. You can't take your car. You can take your money. You can't take none of this. Your bank. You can't take anything. But most importantly, you take your story. And to me, it's a tragic when we find out what people have done after they're gone. You read the obituary and it's like, oh my God, I didn't know they did. It's like, okay, how do Miss B, how do BH Brilliant Minds provide a platform while we're here to acknowledge and honor the lives of people that's living here on this earth while I'm here? What is my call? What did my ancestors call for me to do? How do I do the work? And now share about what you're doing at the HHREC and say what that organization is all about.
Well, at the Health and Human Resource Education Center, right now at the moment, I'm the culinary chef on site.
Okay.
So
kudos to you.
Think about food for me personally. I'm gonna take you back real quick.
Take me back. All right.
When my aunt, a couple years ago, 2015, I believe I was in my freshman year, sophomore year of high school, and when she had passed away due to breast cancer, she used to always really like to cook for the family. So whether it came to like any holiday events, we didn't really celebrate the holidays like that, this past Thanksgiving, but it was just a get together.
It was love in the air.
Exactly.
Through food.
Exactly that. Through the food. So, we would feel her energy and feel the love through the food. And once she passed away, I mean, it's kind of like you want to hold on to whatever else is left, what she left on, the recipe.
The spirit of her.
Exactly.
And carry on that legacy. That's what's important. Wow. That is good. So, what was her best dish? What kind of dishes would she make the family?
Honestly,
everything was good.
It was a whole bunch of Thai dishes, like a whole bunch of Asian dishes.
Yeah. And your nationality is?
So I'm mixed. I'm Blasian.
Blasian, all right.
Blasian, if you want to say Blasian.
Blasian, all right. I like that Blasian. And that is?
On my mother's side, I got family from Southeast Asia, from 3 places: Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand.
Wow.
Where she would cook up a whole bunch of Thai dishes. So, like I said, every holiday, every get together, she would always cook. And I remember when she passed away, I used to just miss like, dang, like, I wish I had some more of her food.
Right.
And the only way to stick with it, we got to keep her living.
That's right.
Keep cooking that food, keep that tradition that she had going, make food for the people we love, keep that energy flowing.
All right, community, you heard it here on Believe Radio. Today you have tuned in, and thank you for taking our time in your busy schedule. You have tuned in to the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, which is a 15 to 45 minute segment called The Corner. Each corner has a blueprint of its own that is unique of its own. So we always have you sit back, relax, and cool out to maybe sometimes cool sounds. And today is Fireside Chats, and be inspired by affirmations and inspirational messages. We're hoping that we will always bring something to the forefront, to the table, to share love, with our community. And this is what we do. So here on the corner, again, we can have musicians, poets, singers, dancers, film producers, authors, comedians, gospel and R&B rappers from around the world to across the Bay, sharing their creative process and their lived experience. But today we are honoring the individuals, family, friends who have suffered from folks that have lost to gun violence or any type of tragedy, violence that happened in our community. We are talking deep conversations, so we want to make sure that you always take care of yourself, and you can always tap into the California Cal Hope NAMI CC warm line. That's 925-4 925-465-3864. Once again, 925-465-3864. We know that it's just not for COVID-19, but it's for your mental well-being. We definitely want you to reach out to NAMI CC, NAMI Contra Costa. Go on their website. We want to thank our executive director, Miss Gigi R. Crotter, for the work that she does in our community, uplifting our people. And again, we have the African American Uplift Program. We utilize lived experiences, African American centered approaches to define strategies in our community. This is non-clinical support. We have groups, we have individuals that's vets, or you may have someone that's dealing with folks incarcerated or homelessness on the streets. Definitely contact us at the African American Uplift Program from NAMI Contra Costa. Again, the telephone number is for NAMI Contra Costa warm line is 925-465-3864. We definitely want you to make sure that you take care of yourself. And with that, taking care of yourself. Again, we want to thank you for tuning in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station. Every first Saturday of the month, we have the Cafe Le Blue Lounge. Every second Saturday of the month, we have the Medicine Hour. Every third Saturday of the month, we have Education is the Best Medicine. Every fourth Saturday of the month, on the Eyes of the Conscious Soul, we have the Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult radio show, which these young brothers are my co-hosts. We have The Voice, and then we have the Prince of Hearts. And then every fifth Saturday of the month, we have the Kitchen Table, where we bring in individuals, organizations, and business owners to talk about what they're doing in our actual community. But today, you have tuned in to the Eyes of the Conscious Soul with Sistah B. Mellow, your host. And I want to honor and acknowledge my co-host that's not here with me today, Mr. Rose and V6. They're not here in the house, but however, I have my young men that's here with me today from our Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult radio show. Of course, we're pushing through the clouds. We're pushing through life. We're pushing through this season. We're pushing through difficulties that may have happened to you, or going through different things that's happened to you in your life. We want you to know that we love you. We want to love on you today. We want to let you know that you are important, that you are somebody. And if you didn't hear from somebody else, you heard it from us. We love you. The Eyes of the Conscious Soul is here to bring our community information that's needed, hopefully to always uplift our people and bring love, light, and joy into our community, into our folks. So with that, we again want to thank you all for tuning in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour gospel and music station. Please tell a friend to tune in and go on all your social media platforms. Love us, click us, like us, whatever the case may be, but tune in, because we are here making sure that there's other programming that's on Believe Radio too that we want you to make sure that you check out. But definitely, I definitely want to share some information about the, it's called the Women's Council of Associated Real Property Brokers. And they're going to have a scholarship fundraiser, and it's the Addie L. Reeves. And the co-host for this particular event is going to be the Lady and the Voice and your girl Dolores from KBLX. They're going to be featuring the Harlem Real Estate Fashion Show Harlem Nights theme. Hey, check it out, tap into it, be a part of it. It is Friday, December the 16th, and it's going to be at the Piedmont Community Hall, 711 Highland Avenue, Piedmont, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Definitely check out ebright.com and search for Addie L. Reeves. We want to give a shout out and say thank you to the work that they're doing, the Women's Council of Associated Real Property Brokers. And I met them at the Khantane Christmas gift show. We want to thank Mr. James Moore and Hip Hop TV, Sean, and all of the individuals, David Roach, that participated and was a part of bringing a group of our people together for networking and buying African American. And we want you to make sure that you purchase local businesses, small businesses. We're pushing our small businesses because our small business run the country. We get these big corporations and we get all of these other stores. Nothing against them. However, we want you to shop locally, shop your owned, business entrepreneurs, local business. Tap into them and show them some love in our community because we know we need it. Due to COVID-19 and the shut in and all the different things. But you know what? This is just another part of life. It's a part of our norm now. How do we push through? How do we get through these clouds of COVID-19 and all these different things that's going on in the world today? It's not going to be like it was before. It's hard to accept, but you got to push through the clouds and you got to make it happen. And that's what we're doing here on Believe Radio, bringing information, conversations, real talk conversations, deep talk conversations to individuals and to these people in our communities, hopefully to help us all move together and create legacy. But again, I want to ask you with that, what are you going to do to honor the young man, Jalen? And then what was the gentleman's name again?
Jameer,
Mr. J. Oh, two J's. Mr. JJ's. All right. Say kudos to their families. Say give a shout out to their families. Give a shout out to your family and your family. We're here. And because the reason why I'm saying that is because we got to make sure that we honor the people that have helped us, make it through our lives and making it through our lives, even though we may cause them some stuff, but however, they are backbone.
Definitely. Big shout out to Michelle, Jalen's mom. Wish she could be here. Hope she's doing good. Shout out to Enoch, his little brother.
Okay.
And really, shout out to his entire family that I haven't even met yet. I know he had cousins, he had a lot of uncles and aunties and whatnot. And so, yeah, we just want to honor them, definitely.
Yeah. And to say that is that we want to let folks know that others suffer too. It's just not that person being gone. It's that the whole entire family suffer. And we don't want any more pain committed in our families and in our communities. We're begging, we're asking, we're beseeching individuals to put the guns down, put all these different things down and get help. There's so many places out there, like I was saying with NAMI CC, we got HHREC, we have all kinds of organizations that's helping individuals make it through hard times and hardship in their lives. We want to make sure that you tap into these resources, the resources that we're giving to our communities. These are resources that you can tap into to help you get through whatever you're going through.
I know I was forgetting somebody. Shout out to Ron, his older brother too. And then shout out to my mom, of course, for taking Jalen in when he needed it. So
yes, and your mom's name?
Kiana.
Miss Kiana, we want to thank you and we appreciate you. And family, grandma, aunts, uncles. They're like, wait a minute, bro, what you doing? You're on the radio and ain't said nothing about the whole family. But it's crazy. And that's what I love about being around family. That's why the Lord gave me the Juneteenth. It's about legacy. And I've always been, that's at my family growing up. It was the fish fries. It was the music. It was y'all come out there and do your dance and show us. It was all of that. The family, the love, the beat, the spades, the dominoes, all of that. What makes family beautiful? And brotherhood, sisterhood, familyhood, unclehood, mamahood, sisterhood, daddyhood, grandma, and the whole entire. And even if you don't have everybody, you got somebody. And if you don't have somebody, you got your community. There's somebody that we can connect to. And like I said, the Juneteenth, it's about for me creating legacy. I am the founder and the coordinator of the Oakland's Juneteenth, and it's just a beautiful thing to be able to 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 help this legacy go and then give it to you all, because Miss Howard is, the Lord allowed for me. He gave it to me, and my father pushed community. He gave it to me. I approached my executive director at the M. Robertson Baker, and that's Pastor Larry Austin, he is one of my sponsors for the Eyes of the Conscience. So that's Elevate Gospel Ministries. So I asked him. I said, I would like to do something positive for my community, and like, Miss B, what do you want to do? And I said a Juneteenth, and here we are in our 15th year, moving strong. So I am so grateful to planting seeds, and now to see it come to fruition, it just blows my mind. But with that, did you give shout out to your parents yet? We need you to give shout out to your folks. Give shout out to everybody.
Definitely shout out to my mom and dad.
Yeah.
My mom back in North Carolina.
Mom back in North Carolina.
I wouldn't know where I'd be without her.
Yeah.
She's really my number one supporter.
Hey.
To give a shout out to Jameer's family, if it's anybody I want to give a shout out to, it's his younger brother. He was only a couple of years younger than them, not too far apart, but Josiah.
Josiah.
Yeah, Josiah. I know that was his right hand man.
Yeah.
Big bro.
Yeah.
Big bro. So I know he really felt it. Yeah. So I really want to give my condolences and some of my good energy his way. Just know I got him.
Yeah. We got him.
We got him.
We got him. So with that, we got them. What would you like to leave or start or create for their legacy? What comes to your mind? What you think? What can we do to honor them? First of all, we already started with the work that you guys are doing in the community, helping the young folks, being that light. Hopefully to be able to share with them and help folks grow and heal from. So what would you like to start or do? What are you thinking?
I talked to his mom about this a little bit, and she just always told him keep his name alive, share the story of what happened, because that's it's a testimonial, and it needs to be said. It needs to be told. It's something that it could save somebody's life at the end of the day, because
and that's what we're here for.
I gotta say, you think it might be your enemies, but it could be your closest friends, and so that's a very important thing. I want to let people know about. And because he loves music so much, I definitely can see myself maybe one day dedicating a music production program or something, like a music studio.
Let's go. Let's do it
to Jalen, and just keep his name alive, naming it after him.
Yes.
And then when I think about honoring Jalen, I feel when he passed, it really was a wake up call to my own substance abuse.
Yes.
And I really feel me just taking the time to clean up and get sober has been honestly.
Kudos to you. Give me some high five over here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's that's my way of honoring and carrying the torch, and just because I told Jalen, I remember telling him so we always talked about our dreams and aspirations and what we wanted to be, and I was kind of slipping up at that time. And so when he passed away, I really was I got to get myself together. Yeah, and so that's just some of the ways I got to really think about some more ways I can honor him.
Well, that's huge. That's big. We can do that. We can do that.
From my experience with Jameer, honestly, I want to raise awareness on how you conduct yourself in public in different scenarios.
Okay.
In the way you move.
So a wellness workshop on how to conduct yourself and how to move in society. I'm with that.
Yeah, because he was doing this thing.
Yeah.
What they want to say, he was having motion.
Yeah.
He was having his way, living it the way he wanted to, exactly the way he wanted to.
Wow.
Some people didn't like that, and so they went after him. They seen it as another opportunity.
Yeah. And
that's what it was. But I want people to know, it's certain things that you got to be aware about. It's just what comes with the game. Rolling with the punches. Rolling through the clouds.
Rolling through the clouds. Okay. And I am so grateful that you said how you move. We want to tell community. We want to tell the people out there, just move your way. If somebody else is moving, don't be jealous. Don't hate. Sit down and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Get around individuals that can help you move how you want to move. Get the resources. This program is always to most definitely highlight resources. How can we get the resources out in our community that we don't have to hate on each other? We can just get those same resources and connect with those same people or other people and do you. Stay in your lane, do you. Everybody has a lane. And society makes you feel that you got to take somebody else down in order to be on top. That's not the game. That's not it. That is not how it goes. And we're going to change that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're doing what we do in order to change the narrative on you ain't got to pull somebody else or take somebody else out to get in the game, to be on top. You ain't got to take somebody else. We ain't got to do that. That's a illness in our community. That is a cancer in our community. Society has put out there as though you have to take somebody down, and you do not. And believe me, community, that it is by design that it's like that. It's for us to kill us,
Right.
and for them to keep going and make money off of you. Let's keep the game real. Let's keep it real up in here. But however, there's ways. You don't have to take somebody else's life in order for you to be on top. And that's what we're trying to empower, encourage, and honor today is that, let it go. Let it go and let's move. Move. You can do it. We can do it. Get the resources and let's handle it. But I love that. Those wellness, those are the projects that's needed in community. We're looking out for them in 2023. We definitely going to make sure that they come into fruition. To HHREC, Miss Talia Bennett, she is so dope. Oh my God, she is like a sister that's sisterhood is so real. Even though what I can say and what happens too, also in building sisterhood or creating sisterhood, or have had sisterhood or brotherhood for life or for a long time, is that sometimes we can say things to each other that's not pleasant and that's not cool. But you never know what space that the person is not giving it okay to do. But talk to them. And if it's something that's out of a person's character or norm, just talk to them and see what's happening and see how we can get through that together. Because to me, God always gives me teachable moments. He said, in life experiences is for you to grow, not from you to hate and exclude yourself from the individuals. It's how do you grow and how do you make it through and how do we work together, and we can laugh at it. Girl, you or a guy, we was tripping out for blah, blah, blah. This happened, but okay, why did it happen? Because everything happens for your life for a reason. That's what I believe. And it's, again, what am I or what am the other person or whoever the audience is supposed to learn out of whatever happens. So I just want to say to family, this is a season to get back with your loved ones. Get back, let the hate go. Let whatever issue that divided you, please have a healing process. Let's heal together. Let's move together. Let's get rid of anything that deterred us to move away from each other. So that's what I would definitely want to encourage the community to do. Again, you have tuned in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour gospel and music inspirational station. We want you to make sure that you tap in, love, go on to all of the platforms of social media for the Bay Area Believe Radio, and just put it out there into the community. We want you to know that every On the Eyes of the Conscious Soul, we bring to you every first Saturday of the month. We have the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, and then we have the education. Excuse me. We have every second Saturday of the month. We have the Medicine Hour with Mr. George Pearson, and we have Education is the Best Medicine. George Pearson is the founder and producer of Education is the Best Medicine. He has a number of 501c3 nonprofit organization. Every fourth Saturday of the month, we have the Lights Out Straight Talk Youth and Young Adult Radio Show with my co-host, Mr. Chance and Mr. Khantane, and that is the Prince of Hearts. And we have The Voice. And every fifth Saturday of the month, we have the Kitchen Table, which we bring community leaders in. As I said before, we want to thank Pastor Larry Austin with the being a sponsor of this show, of the Eyes of the Conscious Soul, with Elevate Gospel Ministries. We want to give kudos out to that. We want to give kudos out to Mr. George Pearson, which is a sponsor also. Education is the Best Medicine. We want to give a shout out to our other sponsor, the Ms.Barbara Howard Consulting Company, that is a sponsor of the of the Eyes of the Conscious Soul radio show. And to our community, if it was not for you listening and tuning in to our shows, we wouldn't be able to be here to Believe Radio. We love you. We appreciate you. But definitely make sure that you love on someone. And time flies when you're having fun. We got 4 minutes left. And I want less than 4 minutes. I want to say, what are you doing for self-care? What can we share with our community? Self-care.
First off, big shout out to my pops too. I knew I was forgetting somebody too.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I get shout out to mom too, but I got to give that to my pops too.
Yes, sir.
Give credit where credit's due. Everybody is in the position to where they can give a shout out to
them. Come on.
Too. So you got to embrace it. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be in the Bay Area on Believe Radio. I wouldn't be here speaking.
Come on now.
Giving credit where credit's due is only right.
That's right.
But self-care.
Even if he in your life or ain't in your life, he still if his seed didn't go to mama's seed, you wouldn't be.
Come on now.
Okay.
Come on now.
Let's keep this real.
It is what it is,
It is what it is.
But self-care, what I do for self-care, honestly, is I would say self-meditation or self.
And you a young brother. Listen to these young brothers up in here talking about what they do for self-care. Come on, community. If they can do it, we can do it too. Hey,
like self pep talk. Just
self pep talk. And you say something to yourself every day. Tell us about what you say. When you get in the mirror, you say something.
And that's exactly what I was talking about yesterday in the mirror. I was telling somebody else about it, what I do.
What do you do?
In the mirror, every day I wake up, you gotta face that you versus you. In the mirror. You gotta tell yourself positive things,
Yeah. Positive affirmations.
Who gonna stop you? Like,
who gonna stop you?
Like,
you are enough.
I'm him. Like,
that's right.
Ain't nobody gonna stop me. The only person holding yourself back is the person you looking in the mirror.
That's right.
So once you create that foundation and get a habit of doing that every day, you create like a bypass, like a little firewall. So every day you wake up, you on go mode, like you good.
That's right.
You ready.
That's right.
You ready to conquer that day.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. What about for you, for self-care?
I feel like I don't have really too many routines. I feel like I just follow my heart. I like to say that a lot. Like
that's why you call it Prince of Hearts.
Yeah, really, that's really what I do. I feel like just taking the time to let myself be and to feel however I want to feel. Release any emotions I might have. And then honestly, I'm a big writer. I journal every day.
Okay.
Like every single day, I have entries. Every day, I have pages upon pages upon pages. And so I love to write and I feel like writing is a form of me expressing myself and just telling my story to myself. If anything, it's a free write. So those are some of the ways I self-care. Yeah.
Right on. Well, once again, you have tuned in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station. You are here on the Eyes of the Conscience Soul with your sister, Sister B. Mellow, bringing to you every first Saturday of the month the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge. And then on the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, you have the Artist Talk. Why I Dream. She who believes takes off the mask. And then every second Saturday of the month, you have the Medicine Hour with my co-host, Mr. George Pearson. And then every third Saturday of the month, you have Education is the Best Medicine. And he is the founder and producer of Education is the Best Medicine. And that is his show. Every fourth Saturday of the month, you have the Lights Out, Straight Talk, Youth and Young Adult Radio Show. And then on the fifth Saturday of the month, you have the kitchen table. We want for you to make sure you love on somebody today, love on them daily, embrace life because this is the only life you have. We are here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, to uplift our community and our people. Love on your family. And don't forget, someone is doing worse than you. Don't walk by someone that you see that's doing worse than you. Give them a kind word. Give them a smile. And if you have something tangible to give, do that too. We're in our holiday season. We want to say Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas to you. And we want to honor our ancestors. And I definitely want to honor the Lord for allowing me to have a voice and to be here to do the things that I do in my community. And that's how my self-care is tuning into him and allowing him to lead me in my life because there's so many things that he's brought me through. And two, that I know without a shadow of a doubt who I called on. And I told him, I said, if you real, show me you real. Miss Howard is 58 and he's been showing me ever since. And that's been for the whole, my 34 years of tapping into my healing and where I am today. You know, so I give kudos to that. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to have this opportunity to be before you and do the things that I do in my community. You were getting ready to say something, sweetheart?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, babe. I appreciate
Another
you.
thing I want to say is stay alert.
Stay alert.
I know it's wet out there while you driving.
Yeah, don't be driving crazy. Slow
Yesterday,
down, people.
I just drove. I got back in the AM early last night from SoCal. 5-hour driving.
Wow.
So stay alert.
Stay alert.
Stay
Slow
alert.
down,
Stay focused.
folks. We love you. Appreciate you.
Be patient. Don't rush.
Have a good.
Be patient.
Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you.